All right, everyone. Well, we've got a lot of stuff to get into today for Raid Shadow Legends, including some new info about 1.14. And as you guys can see up on the screen, we are getting some of that long-awaited champion storage. This is a really big issue in Raid Shadow Legends, especially to a lot of us who've been playing the game for a very long time, and at least we're getting a little bit more space. Now, I still think that this is going to end up being a problem, especially in a couple of months when they keep introducing more champions and we get more of those champions. 100 slots it's a start, it's something, but this really seems to be a very strange underlying issue in a game where with the technology and how much money is involved with Raid Shadow Legends, it really seems like this is not something that we should be continuously struggling with. But like I said, at least it's a start. They give a little bit of an explanation here as well as why they can't actually expand it more. I don't really know about this. I'm not really super into programming or tech or whatnot, so I'll leave it up to you guys to discern the legitimacy of the, I guess you could say, excuse that they're giving why they can't give us more storage. But, you know, I'm really hoping in the future that instead of giving us 100 slots at a time, there comes a point where they just say, okay, you know what, if you want to now, you can buy 500 additional slots, or you can buy 800 additional slots. And I'm not even saying for free. This is something Plarium could make money from. They can charge gems and silver, and people will still buy it because champion storage space is so valuable in a game like this. So there's a lot of other stuff to get into today, so let's jump right to it. And this is coming from the Diamond on Discord, who is the YouTube coordinator, so this is 100% real and legit. I do have the permission, as you guys can see at the bottom, to share this with you guys, and I really just found about this, you know, an hour or so before I recorded this video. So a lot of this stuff I'm kind of still getting into with you guys as well. Hello, here is part of the changes which 1.14 will include. Main champion roster will be expanded by 100 slots. There are certain technical difficulties which don't allow it expanding by 500 to 1,000 or more slots at once. Champions are often left with equipped artifacts and accessories with a certain level of upgrade, which is in turn creates additional data on the server and requires the place to store it. At the moment, we're afraid that it can overload the server and cause lag issues. Devs are searching for the way to optimize that feature so we can have more possible slots in the future. Now again, I don't really know the legitimacy of this. You guys who maybe have a little bit more background in this can let me know, but this should not be an issue that we have. People will buy up tons of storage if we have that option. So it really doesn't even seem to me like it's about money. So, I mean, who knows? It definitely could be true. I'm not really too sure. But anyway, we have 100 slots coming to us sometime soon. So that's at least a start. Next up, we've got champion rebalances to 8 champions right here. And the list of champions that are going to be getting revamped in some way, shape, or form are Lord Champfort, Masha Led, Warchief, Mortu Macabre, Richtof the Bold, Virgus, Oathbound, and Duchess Lilitu. Now, when I first looked at this list, I saw Duchess Lilitu, and I was like, are you serious? Duchess Lilitu? What's going on there? There's no way Duchess Lilitu is getting a buff, right? Well, it turns out that's the case. It seems like out of the 8 champions on the list, Duchess Lilitu is the only one that is getting nerfed. So those of you guys who haven't used Duchess Lilitu, a little bit unfortunate news, but it seems like the other champions are all buffs in a way. So here's the document with changes. Please note that these changes are not set in stone. Very important, guys. This is all subject to change. This is early preliminary info. Something can change before the release. You can share this info with your subscribers. Now, speaking of the actual document with the specific skill changes, I do have it right here. And what I'm going to do is, I know there's going to be plenty of other people who go into the actual skills, read them off. I'm going to just go ahead and scroll through this here, and I'll also post the images in the description, and you guys can take a look at it on your own, because I went through already and I tried recording it where I actually went through the changes, and I realized that Plarium is not that great at writing documents. A lot of these things are very confusing to read, and I was constantly messing up reading the skills. There's a lot of just things that are not worded very well. Maybe they wrote it in Russian and then translated it over, but it was definitely a bit challenging. So once again, I will just go ahead and leave this in the actual description. I will leave the images. You can take a look at it on your own, and I'm sure there will be other YouTubers as well in the next few hours or a few days who will go over these skills and changes in a little bit more detail. The big note is Duchess Lilitu, of course, which I already glanced over a little bit right here, and they took away part of one of her abilities right here. So she seems to be the only one on this list that actually did get a nerf. But besides that, it seems like they're all buffs to the other champions. So that's that right there. Now, there are some other things to talk about today, because not only do we have that early info for 1.14, but if you actually go in-game right now to the news and announcements, you guys will see that we've got some free stuff coming our way. It's Raid's anniversary, free gifts for everyone. So this month marks the 1-year anniversary of when Raid officially launched globally. It's been a crazy year for us, and we're extremely grateful to have each and every one of you playing with us. To celebrate Raid's anniversary, we're giving everyone some free gifts. Here's what we're giving out: 3 Ancient Shards, 250 energy, and 200 gems. These gems will be added directly to your balance, while everything else will be sent to your inbox. Those items in your inbox will disappear if you don't collect them within 7 days, so don't wait around. Once again, we'd like to say thank you for playing Raid. We appreciate it more than you know. Enjoy the gifts and good luck with your summons. I wouldn't summon these shards right now, by the way. Even though they said good luck with your summons, I would probably wait until we have some sort of summoning event. If you really want to wait for the best one, a double rates event, of course. But that stuff is right there. Now, I know they also posted on the Discord server. I think this was by Valkyrie right here. Same thing, just the announcement for the anniversary with that same info about the Ancient Shards, the energy, and the gems. Now, the important thing here is anniversary events. I know I've been playing mobile games for a while, and anniversary events are generally regarded as very, very big things, especially in the mobile gaming world. So it would be very surprising to me if this was the only thing that we actually got out of the anniversary of Raid Shadow Legends. And Valkyrie did say here towards the bottom, a lot more is coming, and we are excited to welcome new beginnings with you guys. So I'm really interested to see what we actually get in the future regarding the actual anniversary. I know that it's not the like 100% official anniversary, because the game was available in some regions for over a year now. I started approximately a year ago, actually, a little bit less than that, about 11 months or so, so it's been pretty close to a full year for me. But there are definitely people, when I first started playing, there are still people out there who have been playing for many, many months before me, but it was very limited and only in very specific regions of the world. So the rewards are in your inbox as well. Make sure that you guys claim them. You've only got a week for the Ancient Shards and the energy, especially if you are like me and you are limited on artifact storage and you do a lot of dungeon farming. It's very easy to accidentally forget about this stuff and have it get lost in the swarm of loot that gets sent to my mailbox from dungeons, and then if I don't claim it, I forget about it. It's kind of lost in the middle of nowhere, and I lose out on this stuff. I've made that mistake before. It's painful, so make sure you guys claim this stuff as soon as you can. The gems, of course, were added directly to your account balance as well, so you should notice that you have 200 more gems compared to how many you had before we got them, and you don't need to hunt your mailbox down for them anywhere. So that's going to be all the anniversary news right there, at least for now anyway. Excited to see what we get in the future. And now a bit of a wrap up on the actual events and tournaments that we have going on right now, because we do have a big fusion event still ongoing, and there's still plenty of time, by the way. No need to rush. We still got over 2 weeks to actually fuse the champion itself. So if you guys are working on this, don't really need to panic anytime soon. The only thing that I would say you really need to panic for, and even this you don't need to, is this giant champion training event, because we now have less than 1 week on this one right here, and this is a 30,000 point champion training event. And as you guys can see, I'm only 2,000 points in, and I am not going to be going crazy for this one, because you don't technically need to get this corpse collector. There is another way to actually get her. If only you need the certain rare champions. You've got 1,500 points, 4,600, and 9,500. That's all the points that you technically need to get. Now, if you want to go for Corpse Collector, if you want to go for the Ancient Shards and the Skill Tome, you can. But in the actual fusion, if you take a look here, you'll see that for the Corpse Collector, you can either go for the outright champion as a whole, in which case you will need to get those 20,000 points, or you could get the 4 rares and then just fuse Corpse Collector that way. So there's kind of 2 different options to go down that road. So even though we have a giant champion training event that's 30,000 points, don't be confused into thinking that you have to go for it for the fusion, because you do have a couple different options right there. Now getting into the actual tournaments, because we did have a couple of tournaments end last night. Let's see here. It's the Dragon Tournament and the Champion Chase Tournament ended. I know that I did not do any summons for this one, so I didn't get any of the rewards. Really not a whole lot going on in terms of great summoning events right now, so I would still save your shards for something better. The Dragon Tournament also ended. Nothing exceptional from the rewards from this one except for the champion that you needed for the fusion, and the Ice Golem Tournament has indeed started as well. So if you guys do need this champion right here for the fusion, something to be mindful of. The tournaments usually don't last for very long, so a little bit less than 3 days. And besides the champion, we have an epic skill book, so the rewards are kind of meh, but this has been a theme. When it comes to fusion events and tournaments, they always seem to tone down the rewards a little bit because they know that anybody going for the fusion who needs the champions is going to have to participate in the events and tournaments anyway, so... Alright, so that's everything for the tournaments. The events as well, we have the Dungeon Divers event and the Artifact Enhancement event coming up in the next day here. Now, I did notice as well in the Dungeon Divers event that there is a legendary book, and to my knowledge, I don't know if we've ever had a legendary book in the Dungeon Divers event, or if we have, it's been a while. It's usually an epic book. So my guess is this is going to be a pretty big Dungeon Divers, probably bigger than the regular 2,000 or 3,000 point Dungeon Divers that we have. It could definitely be something like 6,000 points or so. Artifact Enhancement as well, and you see that they all have the portraits of champions, of course, so these are all going to be events for the actual fusion. So anyway, once again, I will leave the actual document to the notes for specific champion skills if you guys want to take a look. I know that because a lot of these changes were also for legendary champions, not everyone is going to have these champions, so not everyone's going to be interested in the changes to absolutely every single one of these guys. So, you know, if you have one of these champions or two of them and you want to look at the actual very specific changes that occur to those champions, I will leave this in the description and you guys can go ahead and take a look at it on your own, but I don't want to sit here and read a document for the next 10 minutes, so I'm just going to end up leaving it off here. That's going to be it for the news and the info for Raid Shadow Legends for the day. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you guys did enjoy and you're interested in more videos in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to help out, tossing a quick like means more than you can imagine as well, so thank you to all of you guys who do that. And more Raid Shadow Legends videos should be popping up on your screen right about now. Getting really close to 200, over 34,000 subscribers. We're getting close to 35,000, I know that. So thank you again, everyone, and that's going to be it. Take care, and this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.